I'll tell you. Okay.
How are you? Thank you.
Because mm, she thought it was the other way. Right, I remember that. Okay.
I got it today.
Ah, too much. Too much.
No executive session.
Huh?
No executive session.
No, we just found out. You must have walked out of the room too early.
I just asked Goldie and he said no.
Somebody is really, really sick. And ill. And I guess they can't go in. And so they want to waive the
Okay,
whatever,
perfect.
15 pounds or whatever.
It's essentially
Requested
flash
because
drive.
Yes.
of early.
what I have to put in.
So maybe he
Okay,
doesn't know. Maybe
okay,
reverse
all right.
hand.
So I'm gonna do that in open session.
Okay, thank you.
Well,
I'm doing open session anyway.
you got to come back and approve it.
Take the board action again.
Really? Maybe that's what I don't see him. Maybe he's telling him. You think? Maybe we can tell him something else.
Randy?
Oh, okay. Behind the, okay.
You lost that there? Don't pull any muscles.
I left my iPad at home, and I said if I go home, I won't be there on time. So
There you go.
I'll just do it the old-fashioned way. Now, is this you? Or this is me, right? Okay. And this envelope is the
You got any trips?
So
I
it's like,
just got back from visiting my mom. It's good to see him. You know that.
ow, let me see.
I'm looking at getting back to work.
These are,
Don, how you doing? Keep busy?
Busy day.
Sound like you got started early.
Budget hearing.
Did you get the invitation to the ministers forum? July 29? Send your mail if you didn't get it yet.
I'm so glad that you have the modesty curtain down.
NAACP and Black Ministerial Alliance.
How that is bubbling underneath the desk.
And I can't go to that.
Oh, these.
I know you're doing that one.
Did you? We had fishing.
I should have meant to bring mints for you guys, I forgot.
Oh, you're so kind.
Next time.
Oh, that's okay.
And I
why they
noticed that
have
you
any
didn't have any bread or anything, so I can get you a salad.
You mean for board meetings? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, this guy's not gonna fall. Yeah, but yeah, if that's not too much for you, that'd be great. Yeah, thank you though.
No problem.
Politician.
All right. I know we always get like new stuff. That is on. Oh, I'll have to remember that.
Welcome to the table.
Yes, welcome to the group.
Nice to have you.
I'd like to call to order the Kansas City, Kansas Community College Board of Trustee meeting on July the 16th at 2019 at the Kansas City, Kansas Multipurpose Room at the Technology Center. Now we will stand for the Pledge of Allegiance being led by Mr. Terrence Wilson.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. All right, and now we will have our roll call.
Trustee Ash.
I'm here.
Chair Brown.
Here?
Trustee Criswell.
Here.
Trustee Daniels.
Here.
Trustee Garner.
Here.
Trustee McIntyre.
Here.
Trustee Sutton.
Here. All right. Now, could I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Now we will have anyone that wants to come and speak from the audience to patrons and petitioners. You're welcome to come to the microphone.
Good evening. I am Marcia Crawford Gray. My address is 8303 New Jersey Avenue, and I also have the pleasure of being an employee of this college. And Kansas City, Kansas Community College was my first introduction to the college world. My experiences here have created a passion for providing access to education and believing in the mission and the purpose, so much so that I pursued my doctoral studies in community college leadership. I was invited to join this great institution in 2004 to lead the Women in Technology program, which then led to many other firsts for myself and the college. There was the HEART program, which was the hospitality education and retail training, which we provided for not only the community, but we also provided it in the prisons for Lansing and for Leavenworth. Then there was the first with the TASU students competing at the Big 12 conference. They were the first community college students to actually do a presentation because it had been geared to the four-year institutions. Then there was the small business development programs which we operated, which led to the Business Innovation Center, to our internship programs, and my last kind of first was the KU GED programs. But my passion of all of this has been the kids on campus. And as I leave, this is my last board meeting, and as I leave this great institution, I leave you with just the appreciation for providing a first for many of the students that participated in our camp. This year in particular has been an awesome. We've increased not only our programming, but we also increased our enrollment. And thanks to the board and thanks to Dr. Mosier and the finance committee, they kind of worked with us, even though we weren't always on the same page. But our common denominator was making sure that we provided for this community. And so I really want to say thank you for that. And it's been interesting to watch all of the students throughout the program and our new partnerships that we've worked with. Even today, we had K-State there, and we had an architectural group. And one of our own team leaders acknowledged that he had just a twinkling back in high school for architecture, but he didn't have that opportunity because he didn't know how to start that process. And thanks to us being able to provide that for the students today, he's now connecting with K-States and looking at their second career program. So Kids on Campus works for big kids and little kids. But so again, as my season comes to a close, I just want to say thank you for the journey, but I challenge you to just continue to be the institution for the community and provide many firsts for other individuals to come. And I've enjoyed working with you all, and I thank you so much. And I'm standing up here because my assistant director wants to say something too, but I just want you to see all these bright shirts here. We have such an awesome staff. And I know we weren't formally on the program, but I wanted y'all to see who has worked in this kind of heat, especially today, fishing with the kids of this community. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Marissa.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good evening. My name is Dion Witten. I am a native of Kansas City, Kansas. My address is 2419 North 73rd Street. Grew up the street here, graduated from Sumner class of 2003. Last year I was blessed with the opportunity by Dr. Gray to serve as the assistant director. This year I was promoted to director. Basically what I wanted to do is just advocate with with the retiring of Dr. Gray, really just advocating and hoping that you guys recognize the value of the program for the community so that we can maintain the continuity of it. I would like to say, without having any official statistics, I would like to say that this is probably the most robust and most affordable summer program probably in the metropolitan area. I don't know if you have a brochure kind of from our camp, but we have a number of partners that we work with on a daily basis to kind of help facilitate classroom instruction. If you don't really know about the program, it's based upon preparing our youth of this community for potential career pathways. So each week we have a career theme. So our first week being arts and culture, business, entrepreneurship, animal health, sports science, STEM, engineering and technology, and so forth. In between our classes, we facilitate sports activities. Now, what our sports activities entail, it's not just us rolling out a soccer ball and watching the kids play, but the kids are learning about the actual sport itself. But not only the sport itself, it is they're taught about the potential career pathways, about health and nutrition, in ways that the sports can not only benefit them in their immediate lives, but also in their career futures. So we in order to gauge our success, we've implemented a pre and post test for not only our curriculum instruction, but our sports as well. So for the sake of discussion, one of our sports professionals, Mr. Keenan Simmons, he's a teacher in the district, and he's also a track coach at Schlegel High School. So one of the things that he does is not only does he do calisthenics with the kids in the endeavors of track and field, but he shows them potential career pathways and the financial opportunities that are within that field. If you see our brochure, we went on a number of field trips from the American Royal, the Federal Reserve. Our kids yesterday, they did a service learning project at the Quindaro Ruins. We also had the Federal Reserve conduct a money management course with our middle school kids. Today we had a fishing derby whereby the kids, they not only fished, but they also learned about opportunities in agriculture that could be done with that. My thing is that I like to think that KCK Community College is the staple of this community in terms of and is quintessential in the growth and development of everything that happens in this community. And Kids on Campus lays a foundation for the continuity of not only KCK but just the community as a whole. So I really just implore you to, as Dr. Gray retired, to really take a look at this program and really in depth and look at what we provide. And I just hope that when we come back next summer, we can we'll be able to show you some of our curriculum, some of our pre-test and post-test, and some of those metrics to show the growth. And then not only you'll see it through our pre-test and post-test, but you'll also see it with our campers through their behavior and how they perform on standardized tests, and ultimately what they end up becoming in the future. I was greatly impacted by mentorship in the summer program that I was placed into that was in this community at the KCK School for the Blind. So that's all that I have. So again, I want to say thank you for everything that you guys do, and you guys have a blessed day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'd like to say to Dr. Gray, we wish you the best. Congratulations on
Yes,
your retirement.
congratulations.
We look forward to seeing you again and again.
Good evening. My name is Brad Grabs. I live at 2225 Troop Avenue in KCK, and I'm also the executive director of the Learning Club of KCK. With me is Laura Swan, our Director of Operations. I wanted to tell you just a little bit about the Learning Club and about our involvement with kids on campus as well. I'm going to stick to my written script so that I don't go over my 5-minute allotment. Learning Club's an after-school program that serves some of the most marginalized students in the urban core. We have a total of 6 sites, 5 of which are located at public housing projects where the average household income is less than $12,000 per year. For 17 years, we've been providing one-on-one tutoring and mentoring with trained volunteers from the community. In addition to the nearly 130 elementary and middle school students that we serve, we also hire about 80 high school interns from each of the KCK high schools that we train to tutor our students. Many of these interns say that they want to become teachers and return to USD 500 to teach children just like themselves. For many years, we operated our own summer program, but it became increasingly clear that the needs of our students for mentally stimulating activities and a safe place to be during the long summer months was more than we could accomplish on our own. Last summer, we visited several summer programs, including Kids on Campus, to see about offering our students more. We were very impressed with the activities, the enrichment programs, and field trips that were offered at Kids on Campus. So we formed a partnership with Kids on Campus for this summer. We provided scholarships for nearly 100 of our Learning Club students to attend Kids on Campus for the entire summer. We've also provided volunteers who read with the students in the mornings, enrichment presenters, and our own staff who come to the camp to assist where needed each day. By forming this partnership, we were able to offer our students much more engaging and stimulating opportunities during the summer than we ever could before. In past summers, we met with students for 6 hours per week, or a total of about 36 hours of summer programming at each of our 6 sites. Now, at Kids on Campus, our students enjoy over 240 hours of high-quality programming during the summer. The students love the program and are eager to attend each day. Kids on Campus helps to build a love for learning by offering engaging, fun, hands-on learning activities. The opportunity for our students, even as young as 8 years old, to spend the summer on a college campus is tremendously important. The vast majority of our students come from families where no one has gone to college before. Kids on Campus helps students in our community form a very positive image of Kansas City, Kansas Community College, and I have no doubt that more young people will choose to attend college here because of their wonderful experiences at Kids on Campus, not to mention the camp's immediate value of excellent community education. Laura and I are here today primarily to convey 3 things to the Board of Trustees. First, thank you very much for your support for Kids on Campus. It's truly making a huge impact on the lives of many children in our community. The kids that we sent to Kids on Campus through scholarships are children who would not have been able to afford other programming or even healthy meals during the long summer months. Second, we want to pledge our support for Kids on Campus, not only by providing scholarships to about 100 students each summer, but also we intend to continue as a partner by devoting some of our staff's time throughout the year to help plan and organize the camp. We'll also continue to provide some staff, enrichment presenters, and volunteers to ensure that Kids on Campus continues to thrive and grow, not only for our Learning Club students, but for all students who attend. And finally, we'll want to respectfully ask you to please continue to support this important program to help prevent summer learning loss and give children a safe place to be with caring adults during the summer. We know that budgets are always tight. We have to work on that in our own organization. But I can assure you that this investment in our community has and will continue to provide a very valuable service to the children of this community and their families. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So much. And I would just like to say that is something we need to hear from our community. We don't know what's out there until we hear from you. So thank you so much for being a part, and we look forward to working with you in the future. All right. Anyone else? All right. Now we will have recognitions and presentations. And I believe we have someone on, oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. Okay. Yeah. Marcia is being recognized this evening for 20 years of service with KCKCC Urban Academy, and I believe Dr. Kramer is going to make the presentation.
Got
So it worked. It's very hard to get Marcia, so I got her. Marcia, it's been a true pleasure to work with you for the past 20 years in our Saturday Academy, and which grown into the Urban Academy and all the things that we do with it. I have to say I've seen the commitment that she's shown to our students and the families with the Urban Academy each year, and she's truly been the heart and soul of the Academy. Her dedication to our students is shown through all the letters she writes, the continued education of our students, the willingness to commit to families and the students who participate each year in the Academy, and her unwavering belief that we can always find the funding to continue this program year after year. So as we go forward next year, KCKCC and the Academy Partnership will begin a new chapter as Marcia is retiring, and we will replace her position, but we can't replace Marcia. So the college would like to take this time to recognize you, Marcia, for the great work that you've done. Can you please come up here for just a moment? I know. That was on purpose. So we would like to honor you for the 20 years that you've served the students and families of Kansas City, Kansas as the director of the Urban Academy. And we thank you for your dedication, your loving service, and your unwavering pledge to continue the great work of the Academy. So on behalf of the college and the Board of Trustees and administration, I have this basket for you. I want to give you something that you can actually use and would not be just a, I'll carry it up there for them. They'll see it pretty quick. They haven't seen it. Lisa's handiwork.
All right.
So this is just a, Marcia, very, very involved in our community gardens and the gardens that
that's
happen around
nice.
the metro, so we thought that this would be a very fitting
Look at that.
award for her, so something she can use.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Won't be sitting on the shelf.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Thank you so much.
Marcia, thank you.
Uh-oh.
Here, I'll hold the bottom.
I take it, I'm not going to get a possession.
We will see.
Okay.
Thank you, Marcia.
Let me see.
Okay. First of all, without Kansas City, Kansas Community College, there would not be a Saturday Academy, there would not be a Wednesday media, there would not be a tutoring program, there would not be a summer program. And so this home that you've provided for us in partnership with the University of Kansas School of Medicine, serving the children of young people of the Kansas City, Kansas Public School, you have made it happen because you opened your doors and let us come in 1999. We have grown from 20 students to over, on Saturdays now we have 220 students. A year we're serving 260 students. The important thing to know, if you look at your, I don't know if you were able, if they actually gave you what I said since I did, but it's important to look at your college, your entrance, because KCK gets about 108 of our 381 students that have gone on to college. And they're all across the United States, but you have by far the most in terms of the young people coming here. I want to just play one short little video, and this is the Faces of K through 12. We talk about, and you've heard me every year give a report and talk to you and show you pictures of the young people in progress, and these are the young people who are now young professionals in serving in Wyandotte County. And they're in the schools as teachers, they're engineers, they're at KU Med Center on the faculty, they're physicians, they're nurses who've come through your nursing program and are now out into the whole Wyandotte County serving the young people and the families. So because of you, we are here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Dr. Reginald Fears. I'm a physical medicine and rehabilitation physician, and I've been involved in health career pathways since I was in high school. I was introduced by a social worker at my high school. Health career pathways is a very instrumental program in the Kansas City, Kansas community for encouraging students to pursue careers in health and mathematics. It's served as a huge influence and a reminder to me of where I came from and how I need to continue to support initiatives that support students of color in the Kansas City, Kansas community. I think that cultural bias in the healthcare field has existed for quite some time, but I think it's up to those of us who are aware of these biases to educate and advocate for people of color who may have some deficits in health literacy or understanding their health rights, and preparing them for encounters with physicians and nurses where they can ask their questions and be heard.
Hi, I'm Joy Wycliffe, Project Director at KU School of Medicine. I joined Saturday Academy in 2001 as a freshman in high school. Saturday Academy helped me to discover a love that I had for infectious disease. Because of this interest, I decided to pursue a bachelor's degree in biology. Taking an infectious disease class, I was required to present on the history of HIV. It was then that I knew I wanted to be a sexual health educator. Saturday Academy was critical because I did not know at the time what career path I wanted to take. I then decided to pursue a master's degree in public health. Saturday Academy exposed me to a wide variety of people from many different cultures and backgrounds. I didn't know at the time how crucial this would be in becoming a public health professional. Because I was already comfortable being with people of many different backgrounds, I am able to successfully do my job. Because I work with incarcerated populations who come from very traumatic experiences, I am able to comfortably teach them about their sexual health.
My name is Juan Bañuelos, and I am a civil engineer for Schaefer Klein & Warren. I started on the program in the 7th grade because I was introduced to it by my middle school teacher in Central Middle School. At first, I had no idea what the program was, but I knew I was interested in STEM, and I wanted to give it a shot. Doing the program has led me throughout middle school and throughout high school and even in college. I held several positions as a student mentor, I was a teacher assistant, college intern, and now I am a faculty for the program. Some of the leadership experience that I have received through the program were how to inspire, communicate, lead, encourage, and trust. These skills have helped me in my career today because that's what I am doing right now. As you can see in the background, we're doing a lot of construction management and projects that incorporates all those skills into this field.
My name is Darsh Hosseini. I am the technology instructor for Saturday Academy and also the assistant program manager for Wednesday Media. Also, I am the owner of DARS Tech Services. The K-12 initiative have really helped my career path I actually started DARS Tech Service because of the K-12 initiative. Has really helped me figure out that I'm really tech-oriented, and I went down that career pathway. I have been a student in these programs and also a teacher since 2006, but as a student, I was in Saturday Academy, Wednesday Media, the summer programs, and also the Gardens. I've had a lot of growth in my skills, things like leadership, teaching skills, dealing with difficult situations, networking, team building, and time management. I've become a local leader in my community. Also, the K-12 initiative has really helped me meet a lot of different types of people I probably wouldn't have met without the K-12 initiative, and I'm really thankful for it.
My name is Ramona Cacho. I'm a first grade teacher at McKinley Elementary. Saturday Academy has been a long-standing tradition in my family. I have 3 other sisters who have all either participated or are currently participating in the Academy. Our parents really pushed for us to attend Saturday Academy because of the support that it gives us in and out of school. With Academy, it really influenced me to become a teacher because while I was there, I got to see all of the fun that all the teachers were having, and it really seemed like they loved their job and they enjoyed it, and that is something that I wanted in a career. So I became a teacher, and I absolutely love it. With Academy, it really did help to prepare me to become a teacher because it gave me the experience of working with students from a diverse background, and it helped me to learn different approaches to presenting information. One thing that I take from Academy every single Saturday is the Academy way. It's that fun environment with also learning and showing respect for not only students but for coworkers, and that's also something I try to bring into my everyday life.
Fantastic. Fantastic. This was wonderful. Makes us know why we're here once a month. Thank you so much, and we want to congratulate you on your retirement, and we hope you enjoy your retirement. And I am going to say, I think I've known you for 20 years. And I was like, that's what I thought. I said, oh man, I've known her a long time. Fantastic. Thank you so much for all you've done for the program. Thank you so much.
And I might add that it did take the whole college for this program to be on our campus for 20 years. But I also want to recognize Dr. Ed Kramer because in the early days before we really knew what the program was, and we're like, what is that? And taking up our space and all of that. So, but it's been well worth it. So thank you, Dr. Kramer, for spearheading that all those years back there. You were the pioneer on that. You saw something great and you ran with it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. All right, we have another presentation. Is it Miss Lee? Okay. Presidential Volunteer Service Award for 2 recipients presented by Andrika Wilcoxon.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for this opportunity to showcase our wonderful community, students, our faculty, and our staff. Isn't that awesome? Pretty cool. Well, about 2.5 years ago, we started this club, what we call them special interest groups. So special interest group is a group that doesn't necessarily need funding. They just want to participate and do some things on our campus, and they want to be recognized. And so this special interest group is called the President's Volunteer Service Award Club. And so these students who want to participate have to do have to do some very specific things in order to achieve this award. So I'm going to read what these things are. So they have to have hours that are measured over a 12-month period, and awards are designated based on cumulative hours. The awards are offered in multiple levels and are designed to recognize each milestone of the service achievement. Levels include bronze, silver, gold, and the highest honor, the President's Lifetime Achievement Award, for those who contribute more than 4,000 hours of service in their lifetime. So this presidential award, this is like the president, like President Trump, you know, his award. And so students, children of all ages, starting from 5 all the way up to grown-ups and their families, can volunteer and earn hours and earn these different levels from the bronze, silver, and gold. Last year, if you recall, we had a student that had received this award from our campus. And this year, we actually have a student and an adjunct faculty who have received this award. And our adjunct, because of traffic, wasn't able to be here, but we do have our wonderful student. And so what I want to do is introduce you to Clarissa Padilla. Right there. Okay? And I want to read, yes. So we're going to tell you what she did. She served 150 hours of community service, all on her own, okay? So not only is she a student, she works, has a family, but she also served the community. And this is what the letter says from our president. It says, "Congratulations on receiving the President's Volunteer Service Award. On behalf of a grateful nation, I thank you for your service to your fellow Americans and those most in need. Through your dedicated service, you have ensured the continuation of America's unparalleled commitment to improving the lives of others. Over the past year, you have served as a model of the American spirit. Your many hours of service have strengthened the bonds of cooperation and trust that bring people together, while helping to address some of the greatest challenges of our time. One of our nation's greatest strengths remains the compassion of our everyday citizens who give so willingly of themselves and their lives for the benefit of others. Each generation of hardworking and kind-hearted volunteers helps to write a new chapter of American greatness, and our nation is proud for your commitment to this honorable tradition. As we reflect on your many acts of kindness and charity over this past year, our nation draws inspiration from those who answer the call to help their communities and our nation. With your continued efforts to build on our nation's culture of service, America will proudly remain a land of freedom and opportunity for all. Thank you for your enduring commitment to serving your community and our nation. I trust that you will continue to work for the betterment of others and an even stronger future for the American people. President Donald Trump. Isn't that cool?
All right.
Isn't that cool? So come here and tell them a little bit about what you did.
Hello. I volunteer for Providence Medical Center. I work in the emergency room, and I get the patients ready for the rooms, and I make sure the patients are okay and make sure they have their blankets, socks, comfort, anything that they can get. This is a very great opportunity that I have. I also worked in the old folks home in Providence Place, and I do hair there, as far as cuts, washes, and styles to make them feel at home and make them feel good.
Great.
And that's
fantastic.
what I do.
Thank you
That's
for all
excellent.
you've done.
Well done.
So we want to present Clarissa with this certificate signed by President Trump, this letter, and as well as this lapel, this pin. Typically, we try to get the, there's actually medals that they receive, but they ran out like long ago, and so I'm not sure how often they order these, but anyway, so at least we wanted to make sure we give that to you as well. So can we just give it up one more time for Ms. Padilla? Thank you for serving.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your volunteering. We appreciate it. And I'm sure the people that you helped enjoyed it very much. All right. Thank you so much. All right. Now, do we have any reports from the committees? No committee reports? Seeing none, we'll move on. All right, can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
The minutes, okay. There we go. Okay, thank you. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the consent agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I see that we have no one here from the Student Senate. Can you imagine? Why not? It's kind of warm out there, and they've got a few more days to enjoy themselves. So I guess they decided to skip our meeting tonight. What do you think?
Very
All
likely.
right. All right. Now, we will have our president's report.
Oh, very good, thank you. You know, as we watch these recognitions tonight, it just speaks to the amazing work that takes place at KCKCC. And we have many other reports coming in the board report from our cabinet members as well. So I'm going to leave a lot of the reporting to them. But, you know, one thing that I like to do at the end of every year is to kind of sit back and take some time and reflect upon the work that was done this last year. And, you know, I had some time to do that this weekend, and it just speaks to the amazing amount of work that everyone is doing. And it's not just the individuals that you're seeing here tonight that are working directly with these programs and these special activities, but it's really everyone who's involved. And Marcia, it was wonderful to see you here tonight and all the wonderful work that you've done. But you think about all the activities that take place with kids on campus and Saturday Academy, Urban Academy. So do you think about all the maintenance workers that are getting all of these locations set up and our janitorial crew that comes and does the cleanup and makes our campus look beautiful every day? You know, the schedulers who are scheduling all of these activities and making sure that rooms are available. It just really speaks to the collaborative nature of all the faculty and staff and all the employees of administration at KCKCC and just how wonderful it is that we work together in that collaborative environment. Because you just don't see that anywhere. So, you know, that's something that I just want to take the time and recognize everyone. So thank you so much for everyone that makes these activities work in front of the scenes or behind the scenes. So thank you for that. So this next year, we have a lot going on. There's going to be more opportunities for us. There are going to be more challenges as we look ahead at some of the federal and the state requirements that are looking for greater accountability in what we do, and just to reinforce and to reinsure that we're using our community and our state funding well and as it should be intended. We'll have some of those things that we're looking at as well. And as we offer education to the community and the business industry in our areas, there'll be more pressure from others that are wanting to try and come and provide private training as well. So we just need to make sure that we continue to be nimble and be reactive and proactive to the community that we serve and the business and industry, our partners that we work with moving forward. So a lot of wonderful opportunities ahead of us, and I know that we are just really geared up and ready for those challenges and opportunities. You know, this year we're going to take on many different projects. This is going to be a year of both planning and doing. We've got a great start to where we are, where we're starting this year. But we have a lot of big projects ahead of us. We're going to be making plans for the next 10 or 20 years for the college. We're going to be working on a college master facility plan. What are all of our facilities look like? And maybe the facilities that we don't currently have, but we're looking at extending our services to the community. We're looking at a multi-year academic master plan. What does our program catalog look like? Do we have the programs and services that our community needs? If not, we need to look at adding those. If some of our programs are outdated, we need to ask ourselves, well, why are we continuing to offer those when maybe we need to adjust somewhere in there? We're looking at enrollment management plans. How do we work with students from the intake process, from marketing all the way to graduation? How do we help maintain and retain those students? And we're looking at developing a long-term capital campaign to help raise some money for the things that we're looking at doing as a college in the next 20 years. So it's going to be an exciting year for the college. There's a lot of great work ahead, but I know everyone is ready for that. So with that, I'll move on. I've just got a couple announcements. We did receive a Kansas Nursing Initiative grant for $11,500 for this next year, which is wonderful. And that's to help to continue support the curriculum development that we're doing in our nursing program. So that's great news and good work by our nursing program and our program director. And I'm going to pass these down each way. I think I've mentioned previously that we conducted an economic impact study, and we finalized that study and we have the results back. So I'm sharing some infographics with you and a short summary report that just talks about all of the good work that the college does. So on an annual number, in 2017, we added $182.3 million to our local economy, and that's Wyandotte and Leavenworth County. So that's remarkable in itself. And the impact that we have, it supports, is it 1,000, where's the number? I'm sorry, it supports 2,811 jobs. So that's on campus and off campus with our graduates that we have as well. So there's additional information in here. We are going to be putting this information on our website and promoting it with some of our other literature. And it just helps really tell the story of not only the great work that we're doing on a social impact, but also an economic impact. So that concludes my report.
All right, that sounds fantastic. Can I get a motion to accept the president's report?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we accept the president's report. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you so much. That's some fantastic
Good
news.
stuff.
All right, now we will have a report from the Vice President Academic Affairs Report, Dr. Beth Krieger.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Can everyone hear me okay? This is not part of my report, but I just wanted to say thank you to all the media crew. I'm just really impressed how well they set the board meeting up every year, or every month, and every year, but every month. And I know they had to come down here real quick because of the flooding at the campus, and I just wanted to say thank you to them.
We appreciate them.
It's a lot of work, so I just wanted to say thank you. I've got a lot in my report, so I'm just going to call out a few highlights. You have it in front of you. One of them, we're very, very excited. Yay, HLC Assessment Academy team. There's a picture of them in there. We're excited about assessment. This academy is a 4-year commitment that we applied to and were accepted for, which is really, really exciting. I want to give a nod to Dr. Kramer, who started the application, and then we finished it up when I got on board, and we were accepted, and we just went to our first roundtable session. So look to hear more from this exciting group. It's a very good mixture of faculty, student services, and deans. So very exciting. I love the library. See, we almost doubled the number of searches in our library services database this year. We went from about 30,000 to 58,000, which is really awesome, using those services for our students so that they can get good information and current information across a variety of sources and databases. That's not something I had when I was in college, so that's pretty exciting. The music program here, when I was researching this college and deciding whether I wanted to apply or not, I was so blown away by the music program. And if you look in here, you can see that Mr. John Stafford, Dr. Justin Bennick, and Dr. Nayun Kim, as well as our top vocal ensemble, The Standard, are all doing some really amazing things. There's like a page and a half, of that program in here, so I just want to have a shout out to them. I was very fortunate to attend part of a day of an incorporating biotechnology techniques into middle and high school curricula that was held in June 24th through 28th. This is a partnership, again, another great partnership with KCK Public Schools. There were 4 KCKCC professors, 10 high school teachers, and 7 middle school teachers who are learning about biotechnology and incorporating that into their classrooms. So and there's some photos in there for that for you as well. Very exciting too, the first expungement fair was held on June 19th, and I promised I would bring back more information about that. It was very successful. 60 people visited the tech center to work with attorneys and other resources to begin this process. Many who attended also discussed career and program and training options with the tech faculty and staff. So that is just really, really exciting to see us reaching out to that part of the community. 40 students graduated from the GED program on June 20th. That's really exciting as well. I was actually really bummed I was on vacation on that day because I always enjoy going to the GED graduations. So those are just delightful. National skills, we had a bunch of students. I have a lot of pictures in there that actually made it because we're so awesome. We have awesome faculty advisors and awesome students here to the Skills USA awards. We did not bring back any awards. Competition was really stiff, but boy, the students and faculty really represented us well. So let's have a round of applause for them if we can. And really more amazing things. The Community College Nursing Partnership recently celebrated the first 50. There are 50 students who simultaneously completed an associate and a bachelor's degree in nursing. And guess what? KCKCC was recognized for being the initial partner in having 43 of the 50 graduates.
All right.
Yes.
That's impressive.
4 of the graduates were actually there to be celebrated, and their photographs are in there. And this concludes my report, and thank you very, very much for your attention.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Very proud of the academics here. It's a really good school.
Dr. Creeder, is that the program with the KU Med Center?
Yes, it's with the University of Kansas Medical Center. Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, that's an ongoing program we've had for a while. That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It definitely is. We're very proud of our partnerships with them as well. They've been really, really good partners. So, yeah. So thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate it.
I noticed that you and Dean Cleon Wiggins attended a meeting about early childhood education programs, and it said they're just trying to get a feel for what it is in the state. So my question is, what is the availability of early childhood programs in this area?
That is a very good question, ma'am. I can't answer it because I don't have the data in front of me. I can tell you a little bit about that particular meeting. They're holding several of them around the area, and they're just looking for ideas and information about what is going on in the community. And we did mention that at there, Dean Wiggins mentioned there that we are planning on opening a center here, and it received applause. So we looked really, really good at that meeting, thanks to Dean Wiggins.
Yeah,
So.
but the child care center is different. isn't it then the early childhood program? Is that, they're talking about the academic programs or the child care centers?
They're mostly focusing on child care centers, some programs, but it's my understanding when I was there, and I could have misunderstood, that they're really looking at the child care centers and early childhood education in the area, and what's lacking in those areas, and our services available where they really need to be. Dean Wiggins, would you like to add anything to that, sir?
I just know we got an email or something about, maybe it was about this or something about the initiatives or looking at models for that. All right.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Dr. Krieger is correct. While the primary focus of the meeting was on providing child care service and what was present in the community now, what the community might need, there was also some limited discussion about the early childhood program, education, because you have to have the providers to care for the children. And so that's when the interest seemed to peak when talking about our program here, because there's not another program in the county, very few in the state. And so we have an opportunity to really fill a niche, fill a need for the community. And so, again, Dr. Krieger is absolutely correct. The focus, the primary focus was on care, but then who's going to provide that care? Right. And that's when we had an opportunity to speak up and say, hey, we can do that.
All right, thank you.
Was it a focus around providing or developing programs for developing teachers and providers? What are they looking for from the college to provide? What's our role in this?
Well, our role, what the initial thinking is that we can help provide educators, the teachers, those who are going to either open up their own business or those who are going to work in the facilities. Right. But then discussion actually went a little further than that in talking about how we can help bridge the gap between employees and employers. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, Dr. Mosier has mentioned ad nauseum about the needs, particularly in eastern Wyandotte County. Right. And so one of the things that came up with was how the employers see a need now to help their employees with respect to childcare, providing childcare. So where this will go is yet to be determined, because the group will go back after, this is a statewide tour, if you will, to see what each community needs. And then it's my understanding that they'll go back to Topeka, draft up plan of some sort, or report rather, and get that out to the various communities across the state.
Thank you. It's a great opportunity, maybe.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Thank you. It's been identified as a need in our community, so this is an opportunity just for take first step and get out there and get at it. So, yes. And children need a lot. So, and we have plenty of children, and that's where you start with the younger ages. So, get them ready for that KCKCC. All right, thank you so much.
Of the Vice President's report.
Well, I had another question, because not for that, but about the criminal justice. It said that the Ford, Crown, Victoria, and Dodge Charger program vehicles. So, what is that? I'm thinking of the criminal justice program, and how do these vehicles play a role in that program?
Well, these are two vehicles that were donated to the program. And they're going to be used, the goal is to use one for training students in the program in some type of, not defensive driving or things like that, but to use one of the vehicles, the Crown Victoria, if I remember correctly, and certain procedures, stop procedures, things of that nature, things that you can't replicate in a classroom, or at least not very easily.
Okay. Simulations.
Yeah. And then the other vehicle, the Charger, I believe.
Dodge Charger, yes.
Yeah,
I saw those two cars. How do they use the program?
Yeah. Well, the plans for that one haven't been fully formulated yet, but both vehicles will be used in conjunction with the criminal justice program to highlight the program, highlight the school. So,
All right, thank you.
okay.
I've had a motion to accept the report. Do I hear a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we accept the report. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. Thank you for letting me bring Dean Wiggins up. He's really was an expert in that area, so thank you.
Thank you. All right, now we'll have a report from the Vice President, Student Affairs. Report, Dr. Wilson.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
All right, I am glad to be back in KC. I would like to start today with just kind of highlighting a few things, but mostly I want to talk a little bit about personnel. I think back in May, which was the last time I actually spoke to the board, I shared with you that we had several positions in student affairs that were in the process of changing, and positions that individuals who retired and new positions. So we officially have a new Kansas City, Kansas Community College operator who is attached to our admissions department, and that is Casey Myers. And Casey is coming to us from Emporia State University, worked out there as an international, in the international education department. We're very pleased because Casey is bilingual. So for us to have an operator in the front of the campus answering those phone calls who is bilingual, I think is an extremely beneficial thing. So we're very pleased to have Kelsey, I'm sorry. The Financial Aid Office is also in the process of finalizing their candidate. They were hiring a financial aid administrative assistant. So I won't release the name yet, but the person that they do have in mind is also bilingual. So we're also very excited about that. That is one office that tends to have, obviously, as you know, a lot of students coming in. And sometimes there's a lot of frustration if there's that language barrier and the students don't, the student doesn't understand the front desk and vice versa. So I think having that bilingual person up there would be ideal also. We also hired the men's basketball coach. I think you guys might have seen the news about him. We hired Mr. Brandon Burkett. He started, I believe, in June. And for those of you who don't know, he came from a school not very far from here. And we were very excited to have Mr. Burkett. I understand that he hit the ground running right away, and he started recruiting immediately. So I'm looking forward to our men's basketball season coming up. We're in the process of, these are all still in the hiring process, so they're being advertised right now. So we are looking for 2 site coordinators. We had talked about having a site coordinator for the Wyandotte area, so we will have someone out there who would be that liaison with the students and our instructors, and also a site coordinator for Pioneer. So we're excited to be able to hopefully be able to fill those 2 positions. As you know, we had 2 student success advisors who retired at the same time, and we were glad to have both of those positions advertised, and we're looking forward to hiring those 2 student success advisors. And then we have a couple of other positions that will be coming down the pipeline, and as soon as everybody gets on board, hopefully by August, I will be able to bring everybody on to the next board meeting so that you guys can meet them. So I want to say thank you for giving us the opportunity to be able to hire those positions. I know that everybody always talks about budgets, and we're very privileged to be able to continue to serve our students and be able to replace those positions that are very important for us to serve, our students. So thank you. All right, so the other thing I want to share is our retention efforts. Our Student Success Center is continuing to work with students, doing things such as contacting the students who were dismissed for having a GPA of 1.6 or lower in the spring semester. There was 90 students who they reached either by phone or in person to try to, offer them some type of assistance to see what we can do to get them back enrolled. 427 students, unfortunately, were on probation. That was with a 1.6 to a 1.99 GPA. In the spring semester, student success advisors did contact those students either by a phone call, in person, or send a student email. They contacted them in order to try to get them to help them submit an appeal if they need to submit an appeal, and to develop some kind of academic success plan to get them on track and to get them back into good academic standing. There was also 711 associate degree seeking students in the pipeline to graduate. These are students who have over 39 credit hours. They were contacted by the advisors to ask them to come in and do degree checks to see where they're at with being able to claim that degree, and hopefully get them to apply if they haven't already done so for the December 2019 or the spring 2020 graduation. And the advisors are also working on a plan to start their first strategic enrollment and retention committee. They spoke to the deans and have asked the academic deans, to nominate representatives from every area of the campus, teaching or non-teaching faculty and staff, who are invested in retention efforts at KCKCC. That is the group that will hopefully help us develop that strategic enrollment retention plan that Dr. Mosier was talking about. All right, Pioneer. Yes.
Are there students represented on that group?
I'm sorry?
Are there students represented on that retention group?
You know, that's a good question. I don't think so as of right now, but that would be a good possibility to have a student sit on there. So I definitely will make that suggestion to them. Thank you. The Pioneer Center, this summer was, my understanding, the first summer that we did a college algebra class in a very unique format for us. What they did was they used a college algebra class. The instructor was between the Pioneer campus and the main campus, and they used Zoom. The instructor also took time going back and forth between, he took, one day he was at Pioneer, the other day he was over at main campus. So I'm hoping to, at the end of the semester, look at the results and see how that worked out. That's a very innovative way to be able to provide a class to students who need it, especially classes like college algebra, which everybody needs. Mostly everybody needs that class. I also understand Pioneer Center had their first kids summer camp, and it was a huge success. They had their first culinary class that they had, a culinary camp, filled up within the first week, so they ended up opening a second culinary class for them. And also their first construction class filled up, and then they also opened up a second one. So they had 54 young children in the culinary program at Pioneer between the ages of 4 to 12, and they had 4 different sessions. Good for them. 4 different, yeah.
Wow. You're 4 years old, or?
Between the ages of 4 and 12,
right.
yes, 4 years old, yes, yes.
That's cute.
I said young, right? Young children. The Veterans Center, on June 7th, the Veterans Center, along with many KCKCC staff and students, were able to go out and support Kansas City, the Kansas City Stand Down for Homeless Veterans. This event supported 415 homeless veterans, 23 of them being females, 50 dependents, military dependents, for a total of 465 individuals. So KCKCC had 26 staff members and students who went out there to support the homeless. They did things like haircuts, hand out materials. So I appreciate their efforts to, be out there in our community and help them. And then last but not least, I wanted to share with you that Dr. Sean Darrett, our Dean of Students, and myself were selected this year by the Higher Learning Commission to become members of the Peer Corps. So we will be HLC reviewers. We will have to go to some training in October, and hopefully we'll be able to get that experience going out to different schools and get that information to bring it back to KCKCC. Right. So thank you for your support. It is something that the college is supporting us on this, so I do want to say thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're excited. A little nervous, but excited.
On the retention, under that, I am glad to see the committee forming because it takes the whole campus, everyone. I'm glad to see that it's all inclusive.
Yes.
Different areas of the campus, because it takes the whole campus to work on retention. My other question is, I noticed that you said that there's 427 on probation.
Yes.
Okay. But is there any way, and they made calls, and I'm glad to see they did that, but is there any way, do we have any way of tracking whether or not, how many actually came back to the college after they contacted them, or are we trying to keep track of them now? And then the other part of that is in the financial aid report, I noticed that there was 268 that did not meet the requirements. So for the Title IV funds, 268 were dismissed, money had to be returned. So is that 268 a part of this 427?
It's going to be a part of that, because part of being being an unsatisfactory academic progress in a sense does include financial aid. So some of those who had to return funds either because they dropped out or did not pass their classes are going to be included in that 427 total.
Because I didn't know if that was added to it and made it over 600 or if it's part of it.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Okay,
Yeah.
but so it's part of that. Okay. And
But
so if
to-
we
oh, go ahead.
so if we were to subtract that 268 from that 427, then we have about 159 that were possibly could come back.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. I just hope we'll put
And
something
even-
in place where we can try to see after we make these calls how many actually come back,
Right.
and are we able to get them back on the right track?
Yeah, and I'll check with the Student Success Center to see how they're tracking that. If we know, if they go out there and they reach them, what are they doing and how are they tracking, how many of them are actually coming back or when they're coming back, or why did they decide not to come back even if they had the opportunity to do so.
And one last thing, just kudos to Marcia Irving for all the good things she's doing at the Leavenworth Center.
Yes, kudos
I
to
guess Pioneer Campus Center.
Yes. She's doing a great job trying to get that going over there.
Yeah,
I
excellent.
had trustees issues, trustee issues. It would be helpful on some of those reports if we could see a year-to-year comparison.
Okay.
Just kind of a longitudinal look at things to see if we're getting better or hanging in there or what we're doing, so.
Now, I'll go back and see if that's information that we do have. I don't know if that was something that was being tracked prior to us coming, but moving forward, we definitely can start doing that.
Just be nice to see whether or not we're making progress and those kind of things.
Absolutely.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
A quick question. What type of early warning strategy or program do you have in place to alert us, to inform the student or to advise the student prior to a student getting to the level of being on probation with a GPA of 1.6 to 1.99?
Yeah, they before they get to that point where they're not able to come back, they've already been through like a warning, so they get a notice saying, okay, your GPA has fallen below this certain number. You are on probation in a sense. So my understanding is they get 2 opportunities of being on probation before they're put on dismissal in a sense for academics.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's just notification as opposed to some type of coaching or?
That's notification from financial aid.
I see.
From the financial aid group, right? So they notify them and let them know you don't meet the criteria, or you're, falling down in a sense, your GPA is not, progressing as it should be. So they give them that warning letter in a sense. When it comes to what do the advisors actually do, I would have to sit down and talk with them and say, what exactly are you offering them? I'm assuming they're offering them or asking them, have you been going to tutoring? Have you spoken to your instructor? Are you using the services that are available, in the counseling and advocacy center, if it's something that, mental health that they need, or the clinic. But I don't have those details, Trustee Criswell, as exactly what is it that they're, doing with them.
And we still have the operating early alert system
We
in
do.
individual classes. So I believe that the early alert system is what initiates the rescue efforts successfully.
It does, and I think that the more touch points that students have with their faculty and with their advisors, the better that it is for them. I take, for example, athletics. In the report, you notice that there were several athletes who were given awards this year. So there were Academic Student Athletic Award by the NJCAA. Out of that group, those were all our athletes. I think it was 4 teams, like softball, volleyball, baseball, and soccer were included. These were individuals or students who either had a 4.0 So out of students who had a 4.0, we had 7. 5 of them from softball, 1 from volleyball, and 1 from baseball. From students who had a 3.8 to a 3.99, we had a total of 4. 1 from softball, 1 from soccer, 1 from volleyball, and 1 from baseball. And students who had a 3.6 to a 3.79, we had 9 of them. 6 from baseball, then 1 from softball, 1 from volleyball, and 1 from soccer. So what that tells me, in a sense, is that model of having that one-on-one, because they have a one-on-one advisor, athletes do, Mr. Rob Robinson. I do think it does help. He reaches out to the instructors, and they have to get progress reports every couple of weeks to see how they're doing. They bring that progress report back to him, and then at that point, he works with them on, you have mandatory tutoring. You have to go. Things like that. So that's a model that we're looking at and we would like to implement across the board with the larger population of our students.
Student body.
Welcome back, Dr. Wilson.
Thank you.
We did miss you.
Well, I miss you guys too. even though people might not believe it because I was in Miami, but I did miss you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to approve the report?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the report. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Now we will have a report from the Vice President, Strategic Initiatives and Outreach. Ms. Tammy Bartuni.
Hello, team.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello.
Okay, so first, let me please give a big shout out to our print shop. Last month, you had at your station the printed strategic plans, and now those are available on our website. Big kudos to Matt for getting that all done. So it's been distributed, printed as well now on our website, available globally. So that was awesome to get that done. And then next month, to give you a little look-see ahead, you will have the annual presidential report of the college at your stations. We are calling it Building on Greatness, so stay tuned.
Right.
It's awesome. Let me see, what else on this page? Oh, every month, Dr. Mosier is spending time with one of our programs, either an academic program or a certificate program. So we do have a very short video that we're going to show you tonight about him spending some time with our construction program. It was at Veterans, the Tiny Homes Project. So we're doing this really to show Dr. Mosier connecting with the students and then, of course, our faculty. It's just a really great way to get our students that one-on-one FaceTime with, the president of the college. It's really it's a neat deal. So if I can have Randy behind the scenes here play that short, it's only like a 1.5-minute video.
This agency does a couple things. So the first thing, I think the primary thing that people think about is we build tiny homes. But once those homes are built and the veterans come in to live in these homes in this community, what next? So the goal is to get them permanent housing ready.
Yeah, so this morning I got the opportunity to come out with the Building Engineering and Maintenance Technology program and work on the tiny houses, which I've been following you guys on Twitter all the time, building these houses. The service learning aspect, I think that's just incredible. I just had to come out here and see it for myself. And that's awesome. Yeah, you guys are doing a great job, so I appreciate you letting me come out and hammer some nails and get a little sawdusty and really creating a great project. These homes that are in progress right now will very soon turn to those homes which we have returning veterans living in. So
that's awesome.
There's no better worthy cause than that. So yeah, thank you very much, Sean.
Hey, thank you, Dr. Mosier.
You bet.
I'm thoroughly impressed with his carpenter skills too. How he handled the sawzall, the nail gun, just like it was second nature. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
I think I'm going to come back to this section.
You're out in the community a lot. You're at the events a lot. You're always there. You're always present, and that just shows the community that hey, our president is here to make a difference. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well,
thanks for doing that.
Do you think that was real, or did they throw that on him before?
It was real. I mean, there were times I wanted to step in and say, "Ooh, count your fingers, make sure. But no, he was out there all morning working on a tiny home. It was awesome, really
Fantastic.
great. And we'll have another one for you next month. And then our plan is to continue this once a month with a highlight of our programs. So stay tuned for that. And another part of what we're doing for community outreach, as you know, is offering courses at Wyandotte High School this fall. And to help promote that, we have a couple new radio ads that we're running. Randy, hit it. Randy.
Attending Kansas City, Kansas Community College this fall sounds like an ideal situation. Low tuition, great classes, flexibility, and now a new location. That's right, KCKCC is offering evening classes at Wyandotte High School this fall. At Wyandotte High School, KCKCC will offer GED and ESL classes, plus college algebra and general college biology. And you can earn an administrative office professional certificate. Classes are filling up, so enroll today. Evening classes with KCKCC at the Wyandotte High School. Call 334-1100 for details. That's 334-1100. Hey Les, get more with KCKCC.
All right.
So that's a 30, and I think we have a 15. Randy?
Attend Kansas City, Kansas Community College this fall at their new location at Wyandotte High School. Call 334-1100. Hey Les, get more with KCKCC.
So we're running those both intermittently.
Great. Fantastic.
Yay, that's exciting. So we're running, those Wyandotte specific as well as our general, branding, call to actions as well. So they're kind of flanking each other up and through, the first day of classes.
Great.
Okay. So, this is super cool. We had an agreement with the Wyandotte County Fair this season. And one of our posts had crazy reach, almost 8,000, 7,798 reach for one of our Wyandotte County Fair posts on our social media, which I think is super awesome. And then last month, Dr. Mosier spoke at the Congressional Forum Luncheon. Typically those are reserved, for Representative Sharice Davids or her selection. And Dr. Mosier was asked to speak at that event, so it was really great. He spoke to a full room of local businessmen, businesswomen, business owners, as well as community members. And that post had almost a 2,000 reach, 1,800 for that single post about Dr. Mosier speaking at that luncheon, which I think is very impressive. And then you know about our T-Bones agreement. And again, we're still getting a lot of really good play on this. Over 2,100 for a post on our T-Bones agreement again. So even though our summer is still rolling along and we're making these posts, people are still really interested. So I'm really happy to see that. And then we are still tracking through our global navigation, all of them, the apply links. So that's something that we're still working on to figure out what does this exactly mean. But you'll see the top performing apply link is the one that's the very top of the home page. So when you go to the home page, you'll see at the very top it says the apply button right there. That is getting nearly 60% of all the apply action is that single link at the top of that home page. 1,750 unique events last month on that button. So that's telling us that that home page needs to always be clean and crisp and easy to navigate, and that if I could, I'd have that button flashing at the top. So we are watching this as well as you see all the other links, the apply links. So we are watching all those each month to see how they change and really what does this mean in the bigger picture of how we're using our website as a marketing tool. So stay tuned for that. We're putting these pieces together, but it's exciting to watch. And I don't know what this means. So our sessions for 2019 so far, under our degrees and certificates, we have had almost 4,000 sessions just onto that single web page. So that's telling me that there's a lot of people coming to look at our degrees and certificates. So I know Matt has been working tirelessly to make sure those pages are clean and updated. Now we can track them. Once it used to dead end, there used to be like PDFs there, and now Matt has transferred that all to active links, so now we can more accurately track, where are visitors going. So once they get to our page, it doesn't dead end now. It's an active link, so now we can really try to build this picture of what do our guests do when they hit our website. So stay tuned for more of that as we unravel that, or peel that onion, whatever you want to call it. But we are working on that. And I think that's all the highlights I wanted to share at the moment. Any questions?
Just had a comment.
Ask,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I just want to ask, because I'm not technology savvy.
That's why Matt's here.
I was looking at my phone and for the weather. And as I'm trying to figure out what's going to happen, whether it's going to rain then it pops up KCKCC.
You got served an ad, my friend.
So, is that something that should be exciting? I was excited when I saw it. I was like, wow,
Yes.
look at KCKCC.
So that is part of a digital marketing plan. So you must have, before you check the weather, you must have looked at something related to education. So we buy certain like keywords, so that if you're looking, say you typed in nursing, or you typed in physical therapy or biology, something like that. If you type that into your device, and then later you're on the weather, we know that? Scary. So then we serve you a community college ad.
Maybe they know I'm here for KCKCC. You know,
Maybe.
just be touching the button.
Maybe so, yeah.
Well, I was excited when I saw it. I said, wow, look at KCKCC.
Good. Thank you.
Just for the weather. I'm trying to figure out, is it going to rain today? Or I don't know. Is it going to be hot? You know, just thumbing through.
Yeah,
So I
let
thought
me
that
know when
was
you
great.
find out. Yeah, this weather's
that's neat.
crazy.
It's great.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, not at all. Just wanted to continue to congratulate and encourage you to utilize the digital marketing strategies, intelligent design, because I feel like that each month we get a little bit closer to being able to derive meaningful, actionable data from this. So I just wanted to congratulate you and encourage you to continue
Thank
your
you.
efforts.
We appreciate that.
So-
That's what we're trying to do, and it's a puzzle.
Right.
So we're
Right.
building all these pieces. and
Right.
Matt's a big help.
Can I get a motion to approve the report?
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the report. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
All right. Now we will have a report from the Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Mike Beach.
I appreciate the fact that I don't have to wait till the very end. This is great.
Moving up.
You have my report in front of you. I just wanted to make a couple of highlights just briefly. We did meet as a finance committee and an extended board last week to go over financial and year-end proposed budgets in their draft format, and presented a draft operating budget, draft capital projects budget, and a review of and analysis of the college's expendable reserves. Those reports aren't included in here because they're not ready to be public documents, but we did present them to the board members that were there, that I think was very favorable for them. We had a CAPERS audit, which was been completed and submitted, and my understanding is there's been no problems or findings associated with that. We've also started the audit process. We got the engagement letter signed last month, and so they're off and running, and we've already submitted confirmations, and we're working on the auditor's schedule of what they call prepared by client work papers and schedules for them to come in and audit. Things continue to do well in the bookstore. We have seen and will continue to see shrinking revenues in the bookstore. This is primarily of two main causes. Students are becoming more and more savvy with the internet and willingness to go out and look for alternative ways of purchasing books. We're also very intentional in the bookstore and being able to provide better text material for the students at a less expensive cost, directly dealing with open access digital text information or low cost digital text provided for them in their academic pursuits. As we watch that, it will be, the revenues, of course, will be shrinking in the bookstore over time, but we'll be servicing our students a lot better and making school more affordable to them. Our facilities group continues to do very, very well with projects and managing those and trying to balance some very high level and critical projects. The classroom remodels are going very, very well. We're still on target to get them carpeted sometime around the 9th or 10th of August, with furniture arriving about a week later and getting it all in before school starts. We're also headlong into the remodel, waiting for bids to come back and be open relative to the child care center so we can get the little bit of remodeling work that needs to be done there. We've also, I got a text from Jeff Sixta earlier this afternoon indicating that the South Bridge has been finally put all together and it's open to the public. So thought maybe you'd really appreciate that one. Our police department continues to do very well and going to necessary and optional training to be able to benefit them in their career development, professional development, and their careers. And so there's been Clary training and other enrichment camps that they've been able to go to in order to facilitate their training needs. Any questions that you have?
I have one.
Yes.
Parking lot poles.
Oh, yes. They're still out there.
All right.
I can't remember what the count is, but there's a lot of them.
All right.
And they're out there right now. My understanding from Jeff Sixta is that they're out there waiting. The group has had the intention that if nobody wants them and to pay some market value for them or offer them, then they'll scrap them.
Okay. Thanks.
So,
I had
yes.
a quick question from Greg Snyder. Provide coverage and multiple unlocks for kids on campus. Does that mean the kids on campus were locking their cars?
No, I think it's rooms that need to be opened up relative to their usage.
Good, I feel a lot better.
Yeah. I don't think we have very many kids on campus that are driving to campus.
I just figured it out. Unlocks for kids on campus.
Yeah.
Nice to know.
That's cute.
Any other questions? Can I get a motion to approve the report?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the report. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you so much. Now we will have a report from our Chief Human Resources Officer, Ms. Christina McGee.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Well, I don't have any new updates for July, for July. However, I did want to provide the quarterly report for the new employee survey report, as well as the exit interview report, since we've kind of been in a rhythm in supplying that information. So wanted to make sure you have it, and if you have any questions for me with regard to the report or anything related to HR, I will certainly answer them for you.
How's the scanning going that you mentioned?
Oh, well. The scanning, yes. So we have scanned all of our I-9s, which I think I mentioned in the last report. And so we have halfway through our hiring requisition scanning. So all of the documents related to hiring, we've started to scan. Our employee files, we have not put a dent in those. So we've started scanning all of our new employees that have just started probably about a month ago, but all the existing are still in paper form. That's just going to take a lot of time. So I could not even tell you when we would finish that project unless there was an opportunity to have a third party come in and scan those documents and upload them to our Perceptive image software.
Any other questions?
What the heck? Do we have a list of all the kinds of onboarding activities that we do for new employees?
Well, the only onboarding activity that we do is new hire orientation. And then we provide new hires and then also the new hire supervisor with a packet of information. It's actually on our SharePoint site, but we send it out via email to supervisors. And it has from starting day one to 1 year things that you should be doing with your new employee. So that's given to the supervisor at the time that they have a new hire.
Okay.
And then it's also on our HR SharePoint site.
Good, thank you, I appreciate that.
Any other questions?
Any other questions? Do I hear a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the report. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, now we're going to hear from our Chief Information Officer, Mr. Peter Gabriel.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
You should have my report in front of you. I would like to say it's slow with very few updates for the report, but we're busy in the background. There's a lot of things going on. We're replacing machines, updating machines, moving the phone system, different things. Randy's been busy. I'd like to thank the media services for all the work that they do. I will have a presenter next month at the board meeting. It's Pat Kelly, our academic support coordinator. I'm going to have him come and talk about a little process that he's been working on with our the Back to School Foundation with the backpack giveaway. Without giving too many details, we're improving the data collection process that they use. It's been a manual process that took anywhere from 10 to 14 days to turn around the information from that engagement to, we should have data back in 2 or 3 days, and it'll be a digital form that they'll fill out. So I'll let him give more details next month, but that should be about it.
Okay.
Any questions?
Any questions? Can I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the report. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. New business, review proposed fiscal year 2020 budget for publishing presented by Mr. Michael Beach.
So I first have to let you know that the one that's in your board packet is not the one that is going to be published. We've made some corrections, such as next month's board meeting time and place. We got that wrong on the original one, but we have in front of you basically the numbers aren't going to change with the new one. So this is the proposed published notice that goes to the public that needs to be published, I believe, for a couple, 2 or 3 weeks before it can be officially approved by the Board of Trustees relative to the property tax levies. The two biggest numbers or areas that you want to be focused in on is under current, on the line item called current funds unrestricted general fund, all the way over to the right-hand side, proposed budget for 2019-2020, $34,589,254. Leaving this actually provides a small reduction in the levy based on the current estimated valuation. So this can change when the certified valuation of the county actually comes out in September, and that mill may wiggle a little bit. But right now, it is proposing that we give them a decrease in the mill from 25.118 to 25.112. in order to qualify for those funds. Total funds are the other column is about halfway down under called capital outlay, $3.1 million. Levy rate 2.27. This is a consistent levy rate with the final adjusted certified levy from last September. Total tax revenues estimated for the college relating to the budget for operations and capital projects, $37.7 million. This is presented to you for your approval and action tonight to be able to post this budget so that it can be, we can meet the obligation for posting. Any questions?
If I understand, overall, there is no increase in the mill levy.
Correct.
Any other questions?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
With the date is still the 13th, but is the time 5 p.m., is that approved with those corrections?
Yeah, so the actual official one that Ursula has that Chair Brown will sign has the corrected date and time.
So the 13th is
And
correct, but the
place.
time will be 5 on main campus?
Correct,
Okay,
yes.
great.
Everybody get that information next month. It'll be on the main campus at 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
Instead of the way it was published first.
Yep.
I have a motion to approve.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the proposed budget. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank
Just
you. Okay. I'm sorry.
Clarify, it's the publishing of the budget, not
Yes.
the approving of the budget.
Well, this is the approval of publishing the budget.
Of publishing the
Correct.
budget. Okay.
In this form, I mean, in these dollar amounts in this form.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
With the corrected time.
All right, thank you
Yes.
for that. Now we'll go to the bank deposits.
Yeah, so,
Auditors.
thank you. So each year, the board approves the bank depositories of the college. We have the 4 banks that we currently bank at. We did have a CD at Liberty Bank, which the Finance Committee has recommended to administration that we redeposit funds with Bank of Liberty, which we plan on doing, and we haven't done yet. The approval of this list does not preclude the ability for the college to go in and reestablish that CD with the Liberty Bank. It would just mean that when we do, the board would approve it. But this is a review and approval of the current depositories that the bank currently, or the college currently banks with, and the general funds or the type of funds that we have with each bank.
I move approval.
Quick question. Is there a timeline on reestablishment of the CD at Liberty Bank?
No, it just would, I mean,
Target.
it already matured, we pulled the funds, it would just be a matter of pulling another, whatever, $500,000, $1 million, I think it was $1 million before, and redepositing it with the bank in a new CD.
Okay, you anticipate being able to do that like in the next 90 days?
I'm hoping I can do it very, very soon.
30 days, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
All right, so this isn't something, we're going to be asking the same question in 6 months, in other words?
I hope not.
Okay, okay. All right.
So we're working to resolve that
Correct.
situation.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
All right.
Can you, for the next finance committee, can you give me an update on that? At least where we're at with that CD
Yeah.
reinvestment with Liberty Bank at the next finance committee meeting?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Do I have a motion to approve? Okay.
Second?
Been moved and seconded that we approve the bank depositories. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
All right. Now, we do have an executive session.
Yes, we do.
And it's on an issue for personnel matters, so we will adjourn to the executive session for 10 minutes, and the time is 6:39, so we'll be back at
We need 2 minutes.
6:49.
We need 2 minutes of travel time.
Oh, travel time? 15? How about 15 minutes? Okay. Well, okay.
Right.
Okay. 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 We'll be back in 15 minutes. All right.
powers that be for giving us this book for the our retreat, because I was going to have to order it on Amazon.
There you
Prime.
go. Right. It's like homework. You have a few days.
Yeah.
I think it was this last one. You didn't go to the one in June. Oh, right.
You're going to one in September.
Yeah, we get
Yeah,
and
that's-
George Box was in
But you can go.
Ontario Band.
This is September?
And I was no band.
Oh.
Very good.
You have to wait till a certain time, or we just go.
I know this stuff.
Well, there you go.
But what's fun is to see how it modifies over time.
How it evolves, sure. Gonna get up before.
It gets dark.
I don't know.
Oh.
It get dark tonight. It was getting dark.
Heard about the learning club.
Oh, yeah, that was.
Because remember, we had executive session.
They've been at
Yeah,
it.
it was like a marathon.
I had not fighted
That's what he said.
since I got
That's
there.
We
right.
had to come back and get more time.
Right, yeah, I remember that now. I tried to block it out. I was so tired. I was like, I'm so tired.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't have the money, but probably could have saved the time. Yeah, it does sound like a great program. And the kids that wouldn't have that kind of.
So, did you use a natural remedy?
No, I had
Paid for.
antibiotics and then
Oh, my gosh.
I had to have an IV.
Holy smokes.
You have 2 minutes. You're not keeping time this time.
Are we?
No.
Dang, Janice. Be careful.
Okay, we'll call the meeting back to order. And we will get a motion to approve the actions.
Yes, we will. I'll make a motion that, on the recommendation of administration, that the board approve waiving the fee for
Early departure.
Personnel.
The,
It's a liquidated, negotiated agreement for contract after
July 15th.
Expiration, yeah.
that clause. I'm making a motion that we waive that fee.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And now, may I get a motion to adjourn the meeting tonight?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And I would like to say that we are going to have a special session on Friday at the Marianne Flunder by the lake, Friday at 4 o'clock. So would I ask that everyone be in attendance at that meeting at 4 o'clock on Friday. Thank you.